everything in the universe is vibrating at some sort of frequency or vibration. The term, I felt their vibe or I felt their energy, that's a real thing. We can pick up people's vibration and energy even without speaking to them, just being around them. So now in modern science, we've seen that we have actually equated certain types of emotions to what's called the Hertz vibration scale. And when you're vibrating at a lower level, those are typically what we call more negative emotions like shame, guilt, fear, grief, anger. These you'll all see on the lower end of the spectrum. And those are, as human beings, most of the time we're always wanting to move away from these lower vibrational feelings. These lower vibrational feelings that cause suffering. On the higher end of the scale is typically what most of us human beings are trying to feel more of in our life that make us feel happiness. Things like reason, love, joy, peace are kind of those higher ends of the spectrum. And then you have your more kind of neutral vibrations, neutrality, acceptance, willingness, courage. Those are kind of more in the middle. So we can't always control our emotions or our vibration, right? But we can influence it and we can be aware of them. So you can wake up one morning for no reason. Hey, you might wake up, I'm feeling good, getting up out of the morning, I'm going to crush the day. It's amazing. And another day, you might wake up feeling the complete opposite, right? Angry at the world, kind of get up, cranky, you didn't feel rested. And it starts the moment that we wake up. We have the ability to influence how we're feeling, our energy, and our vibration from that single moment of waking up.
So how can you tell? And I think everybody that listens can think of a time when somebody literally just walks in the room, and you can just feel like, oh, they're off today, right? You can just feel like, oh man, that's the vibration, that's the energy they're putting off. And we've known this forever, right? Like danger. How do people just sense danger?
Yeah.
We call it intuition. It's just a change in the energy, right? It's a change in the vibrational field. Like they're somewhere and they feel like, wait a second, something's not right here. Well, you don't know what's not right. You feel it.
Yeah.
And I think, like, to me, that's one of the best examples of our body is capable of doing this. Like, we know it. Sometimes, though, in the modern world, we get lured away from it. Or we kind of waive our right to influence our vibration. And we just, right, like your example of waking up in the morning. We kind of, for a lot of us, we wake up and we're just willing to take whatever the world gives us today, instead of waking up and checking in with ourselves and then going out and bringing our best to the world. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, this is where so many things that we've talked about over the years, Jared and I were actually just discussing, we're coming up on 2 years, guys. So thank you for community for sticking with us over the years. So many things that we've talked about living on purpose that helps you control where you want to be vibrating at, right? Your morning routines. Doesn't matter how you wake up. Once you're done with your morning routine, you're getting yourself primed for the day. Your circle of 5, who you're around with and how they vibrate on a consistent basis. So there's so many things that you can control, yet so many of us go through life, like you said, waiving our right to our own vibration, giving our vibration, allowing others to influence that, allowing the news to influence that, the media. And that's the basis of controlling the masses. Is influencing their vibration.
But now for some of our community members that are listening, I'm like, dude, I'm about to tune this freaking episode out. They're talking about hippie stuff, peace, love, vibrations. To me, another way to think of your vibration is like you get these alpha type people like, oh, I'm going beast mode. Well, what is beast mode? Beast mode's operating like one of your highest level of vibrations, right? Like you are doing something that physically is hard for you. You're doing it around people that push you.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling good about it, right? So it's not like it encompasses everything. Like your vibrational plane and getting to that place, it affects your performance. It affects your mood. It affects who you attract. It affects who you repel. Ultimately, if you think of it that way, then it affects the results you get in your life.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you get to that place where you call it beast mode, or you like, I'm in the zone, like what is that? That just means that's hyper focus, and it's everything kind of coming together for you at that moment, which is where we should be striving to be. And then the goal should be, how do I prolong this?
Right.
And how do I do it again tomorrow?
Right.
But it starts with, like you said, checking in first thing when you wake up. So how, to you, if you had to just describe it, if you were saying, what does it mean to be at your highest level of vibration? Like, how would you share that? What is it to you?
Vibing high is kind of staying in that top on the scale of like peace, love, and joy. You know, you don't have any envy, anger, anyone that comes around you. You're feeling at peace.
Give
with
me a
them.
day.
You want to give them. I mean, yesterday on my walk, I was just walking around, and every single person that I passed by, I wanted to smile and say hello. You know, I was in this peace, like I felt myself just radiating this good energy. I was outside, sun was out, saying hello to people, sharing on social media, and I felt you feel full.
Yep.
To where you're full and your cup is full. Now you want to pour into others' cup. You want to give.
Yeah.
And I think when you're at this place where you're just so full of self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence, that there's nothing more that you can take in, you just want to give, that's vibing high. Okay. And that's doing things that we've talked about, is like your vibration's so high, you need to be that tuning fork that's raising others, right? Simple stuff. Yeah. Acknowledging people. Hey, what was the best part of your day today? You know, hey, good job. Hey, you're looking great. Whatever it is.
That's your day.
That's when I'm vibing high. But hey, there's days where I don't want to talk to anybody.
I don't want them to know that. I don't want them to know that. I just want them to know, how do you know when you're vibing high?
That's when you know you're vibing high right there. That's when you know.
It's funny you say that, because like Saturday for me was a phenomenal day. Right, I taught a class at the gym for community members that want to be more aware of their self-defense and protect them and their families a little bit. So it was very fun to give that energy to them and to share empowerment and to make them realize what they're capable of. Yeah. And giving, right? And like, you're literally taking people, and now all of a sudden they're like, wait a second, I don't just, if somebody does something to me, I'm not just a victim. Like, I have a voice in this. And then from there, I picked up Taya, and we went on and watched high school wrestling and youth wrestling. So just to be around that again, right, and run into people that I haven't seen since last wrestling season, and I only see during wrestling seasons, and connect and share stories and watch kids competing and crying and winning and losing and all of that. And then we come back, and thankfully our restaurants are at like 25% open or whatever. So I pick up Andrea, and we go out and have dinner, just the two of us. You know, and we're able to talk to the waitress who, you know, is trying to make a living in this crazy economy, and she's wearing her mask the whole time. And we're able to give her a nice tip to express thanks. Like that was a very high vibe day to me. Right. And I think for both of us, and I would say for most people, your highest vibrational days are going to be the ones when you realize it wasn't really about you.
Yeah.
But you shared, and you made somebody else better, and you gave, and you listened, and you enjoyed, and you appreciated a small moment. Right. Instead of always looking to the next thing.
Yeah. I think you're right on that, Jared, but I also think that it has to be about you first in order to get there.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make sure that your cup is full too. So you can't just go out and try to like override everything and be high vibe when you got something going on that you haven't taken care of.
Yeah, you got to address it for sure. Yeah. But I think that I would say, if you look at the emotions they attribute to a higher vibration, they're the ones that generally require giving to others and sharing.
Yeah.
Right? Like the selfish emotions are usually low vibration. So I agree. Like we can check in with ourselves, and then we do stuff that makes us feel good about us, and we share it with others.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything that's lower vibration is more based on the self, the separation. I mean, look at everything on the news right now. You have the right and the left, and it's all separation.
Yeah.
That's why when you turn on the news, you feel so low. Your energy's just like, ugh. You're like, it sucks to watch. You know, you feel tight and just, it's not a good feeling. So these lower energy, that's exactly right, Jared. Lower vibrational energies is when you're just more focused on me.
And you're seeing the world from that view of, quite honestly, to me, it's if you think of the whole cup analogy, the higher vibration emotions, your cup is full and it's overflowing, and you're sharing.
Yeah.
The lower ones, your cup is empty and you're hoarding.
Right.
You know.
I feel like
So how do you get to vibe at a higher level? So we wake up in the morning, we check in, whether we're feeling okay, we're feeling great, we're feeling I'm not sure where I'm going here. How do you get to a higher vibration level? Because it's not going to be automatic. Like It takes practice and it takes actions.
Yeah. You got to work on it. Well, I really like what you were saying off air a little bit about the hippies, right? The masters of the vibe.
Think about it, right? Like they've been about the vibe the whole. And when did the hippies come around? Like the 60s, 50s.
Yeah.
But I think like every cycle of generations, we have a group similar to them. Right. So you think about what is synonymous with the hippie culture: travel, experience,
cannabis.
Yeah. You could call that enlightenment.
Yeah.
Right? Like getting out of just the physical thought right here.
Bare feet, being in nature.
Feet in grounded.
Right?
Like think about it. How often, like we know that your feet in the ground is good for you.
Scientifically.
Right? It's proven.
Yep.
Your feet want to feel the soil. You're part of Earth. So you got travel. You got cannabis, if you want to throw that in. You got music. You got socialization. Right? Think about the hippie. You're not a hippie if you're a loner.
Nope.
You're in a community. You got travel. You got experience. You got Earth.
They don't care what you think. They don't bathe.
Because they're in touch with them.
Right.
Right, and they're all about, dude, you're throwing my vibe off. You're killing my vibe.
Yeah.
Right, like we have songs called "Killing My Vibe."
Yeah.
Right, we have good vibrations. Like we've known about this, so why are we so willing to not want to embrace it and own it?